Hi, I'm Margie, and welcome to my kitchen today. What I've made, and I used a muffin tin to do this. These are little tiny baskets, and I made handles and bows, and I'm going to show you how I did that today. Inside my baskets, I put a little green Easter grass and some jelly beans, and these are marshmallow peeps. And because you make them in a muffin tin, you can make quite a few of them at a time. So I think the children will really enjoy these. They're so cute. So I'm going to get started right away showing you how I did it. These are Cocoa Lights. They're from Wilton, and they're perfect. How do you like that? They're perfect. What you need to make these little baskets are little templates that will fit into your muffin tin. This is a regular size muffin tin, but the templates will be made to your muffin tin, so it won't really matter. You want to have you want the paper to come up to the top of the rim of the muffin hole. So you want to start with cutting a circle. Now once you've made one, of course you can use that one for all of them. So I'll pretend like I don't have one. And I'm just going to I'll cut a square. Well, it's a rectangle, but it needs to be a square actually. Okay, so I can see here that that hole, and then the rest of it's going to go down and make the side. So I'm just going to make it into a square. Now you cut into I actually cut a little circle the size of the bottom of the muffin tin. Fits in there perfectly. So you can hold that in the center, and you can make these cuts right down the center, right down the tip, the corners, right down into the center, right under the center of the edge of that circle. So you can actually cut a bunch of squares and put all the squares together and make those cuts. And you save that. Now to get them into the muffin tin, you can either just do them by hand, okay? I turned it over so the curls go in the direction of the curve of the muffin tin. But you put it down in there and you see it's going to make a perfectly round little basket. I want to show you more closely how these fold into each other. See the paper just makes a nice round. A nice round cup. That's why it's better to use these than the muffin cups, because the muffin cups have the little ridges on them. One other thing you can also do is you can cut those little points off, because you don't want it to go above the muffin tin too much. So cut these little points off. They won't get in your way so much. And then you're probably going to end up with the circles like I have. I had this little cap. It came off of a cranberry juice bottle, Ocean Spray, and it actually fits right down in my muffin tin, and when you push it down, then it kind of goes right in the way you want it. But don't worry if they don't stay in, because as soon as you put the chocolate in it, it'll stay right down in there. Take a little scoop, drop it in. And start going up and curl around, but hold your paper in, because there's pieces here that are sort of leaning against each other. You don't want to pull them away. Okay. Take some chocolate and pour it in. go down in there and bring it up and go around and come back down. Go down, pull it up to the top as far as you want. Hold those down. Okay, come around this way. When you're pushing the chocolate up, you want to keep the chocolate kind of in front of the spoon, and then hold it and just let it pull the spoon away. See, that one got a little messy up there on the top, so I'm just going to bring the chocolate more up to that point so it has a nice round edge on the top of the basket. You don't have to bring all the edges of this to the same height, but it's nice if all the edges look nice. So give it a tap. Now I'm going to put them in the freezer. Now the other thing I have here is two little strips. What you want to think about is the basket handle. So I just have a little strip here. I'm just going to measure how wide the top is of this basket. I'm just going to cut a piece off. So on this piece of parchment paper, you can just lay this down, and you know this is how wide the top of the muffin tin is. So this is how wide it is. So when you go to do your handle, you can just start here and go up and come back down because you know how wide that is. And the handle will go right down into the top of the muffin. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. So you can make little marks with a magic marker and then put your chocolate on the other, then flip this over because you certainly can see the marks on the other side. Now you want to make your basket handle is pretty high. It's an Easter basket, so give yourself some room. You have the basket, it's going to be the size of a muffin tin, and then I'm just going to put, this should be like that. We'll make another one here. Sometimes it's hard to picture exactly what I'm doing, but you're going to make a basket. You're going to take your chocolate and you're going to draw a circle. It's going to be like that on the other side. So I can flip it over and I can see that. So not to worry. I'm going to cut a hole in the bottom of this, because I really just want to make this, I'm going to go back and forth so it's loopy. It's going to be kind of cute. So I'm just going to make a hole. Always keep your eye on that so it doesn't get back into your chocolate. Now because it's an Easter basket, you want it to be high, I think, inside the, so you can just kind of go, doesn't matter as long as you end up right where the next line is. In order to make these little bows, start off by just making an 8. You can go around again and then make the tails. And I make it double thick. Go around twice or 3 times, whatever. I moved my chocolate that was left over in here and I put it into a smaller container, so when I go to dip the points of the basket handles, I won't have to go down so deep into my container. You'll see what I mean. So they're ready. There's our handles. These are the baskets here. And I have the bows here. So they're very easy to put together. Just slide the bows off. When you pick them up, just kind of be real careful. If find your paper that you can pull the whole thing off of, and then then sort of loosen them up, and it'll just come right off. I'm putting my finger at the base of the basket. And it'll be fine. And you can save your little templates. Even if a little chocolate, like right there, is over it, it'll just come right away. It'll come right away from it. The more of these you do, the nicer they're going to start to look. Now we're going to put them together. So pick up one of your handles and see how it fits in there, which one it fits in nicest to. Should really fit in all of them. Okay, so make sure your hands aren't too hot because this chocolate will melt. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and dip this right into dip it into the tips into the chocolate. Almost doesn't fit. Now you've got warm chocolate there, and then just go ahead and hold this for a moment, straight up and down. And let it dry. When it's time to put a bow on, you can just pick up your bow, find a bow you can get a handle on. Put a little drop of chocolate on the back. And then just go ahead and press it onto your handle and hold it for a moment. Count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it will stay on. Unless your chocolate, if you warm up your chocolate, the chocolate gets too hot, then you could have a problem with it sticking. The very last thing we can do is take a little bit of grass, and I mean just a little bit, very tiny bit, because these are tiny little baskets. Make a little ball up, and be very careful when you put it into the basket. Okay, we'll go ahead and just do this one here. Just place it in there. I have these little peep bunnies. You put a little peep bunny in, and you can drop some jelly beans around them.